Welcome to the Foresters pregame show presented by Coastal Copy, and we are joined by a player today, Brenton Clark. Brenton, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Well, we'll start with this, Brenton. How's your time been in Santa Barbara this summer?
My time in Santa Barbara has been amazing. Got to come out here pretty early in June, and the weather is everything that I've been told. The town's everything I've been told. I've been told it's amazing, and it's a lot better weather than it is in Texas. So,
we look at the baseball side. You said you've been here for quite some time. How's the bond, and how's it just been playing with all these different guys on the Foresters this summer?
yeah, coming down here, I knew a few guys, which kind of helped. But getting to come down here and meet the rest of the team, and I've created a good bond with all of them. They're like my brothers now, so I've really enjoyed it. It's a really good group to be with, and can't wait to finish the rest of summer with them. So yeah.
Now looking at the coaching side, what's it like playing for Bill Pintard?
Oh yeah, I've heard a lot of great things about him before I come down here. He's heavenly praised in the baseball world for sure. But yeah, no, he's unbelievable. He's helped me a lot with the game, and just kind of he's everything. He's everything for the team. He helps us a lot. He's an unbelievable guy, unbelievable baseball coach.
I know a lot of Foresters fans, if they've been following, seen you go the other way with frequency throughout this season, picking up so many hits in the left field. How are you able to do that?
I feel like from a young age, it's kind of been like my approach, just practicing going the other way, especially to start my BP rounds. So then when I get pitched out there or feel like I have to take it the other way, it just becomes natural. So, yeah, that's kind of how it is.
Brenton, I know even entering today, you're not going to be playing today. Might come in off the bench, but your on-base percentage has been so good. How have you been able just to get on base, even if it's not going the other way, just working walks as well? What's your approach?
Just depending on what the game gives you. I try not to do too much. If our team's looking for a walk or team's looking for a base hit, I just try getting on base. I just try to let the game tell me what it needs to be done and just go with the flow.
And the final question today, Brenton, if you could give any advice to a younger baseball player, specifically a position player, what would it be and why?
Probably the one advice I would give is just have fun. The older you get, it kind of becomes like a job. And, as a younger baseball player, you play because it's a game. Like you're a little kid. Just go have fun. Just try to bring out the little kid in yourself and just go have fun and enjoy the game like you always do.
Well, Brenton, have some fun today, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
First pitch coming up right after this. Welcome to Santa Barbara for CCL Baseball on the Foresters Network. Today, the Stars will continue their homestand as they welcome in the MLB Academy Barons for a Thursday afternoon matchup. I'm Hunter Shoemaker alongside Nate Martin, and we welcome you to Eddie Matthews Field. Well, Nate, this is just the second meeting this year between these two teams and the first meeting since June 8th.
Yeah, and we are all the way into July, so it's been a while since these two teams have seen each other. The Barons currently in the CCL standings, kind of in the bottom half of the division at 7-12. Foresters sitting in first at 15-5, so definitely different seasons compared between the two teams. A lot of similarities between this game and the first. Kaimi Kahalakai getting the start just like he did in Compton.
And Kaimi will face this lineup for the MLB Academy Barons. Chip Mertz will lead off at second base. Batting second, and at third, Nathaniel Williams. Batting third, and in left, Antonio Lujan. To bat fourth, the DH, Tommy Gooden. Batting fifth, Jacob Klinowski, who will be in right field. The catcher, to bat sixth, Nigel Buckley. To bat seventh, and in center field, Alejandro Torres. Batting eighth, and at first base, Jordan Carrington. And the 9-hole hitter, the shortstop, J.J. Nielsen, with Frankie Lopez getting the start, but it is the big 6'8" right-hander Kahalakai in his third start this season for Santa Barbara.
Yeah, he's been used a lot. One of the more consistent arms we've seen out of Bill Pintar. Last time we saw him, went 5 innings against the Oaks in that 4-1 loss. He did pretty well, 5 strikeouts, limited the walks, which were a bit of a problem that were consuming him earlier in the season. And we've seen that after that tough first start against the Barons last month. He's bounced back in a really big way.
Entering today, Kahalakai 2-0 record, 15 and a third innings pitched. So here comes Chip Mertz to bat from the left side. Kahalakai ready to rock and roll on the hill. And here we go. First pitch is in there and underway from Santa Barbara High School.
And the main pitch that you're going to be seeing from Kahalakai, and probably his best pitch, is that cutter. It's really dangerous. It kind of has the speed of a fastball, but moves like an off-speed pitch.
Quickly, Kahalakai had nothing in 2 on Mertz, who enters today hitting .244. We'll see lefty and 2 switch hitters scheduled in this inning. Here comes an 0-2 pitch. Chop to right side, and that is fair to Caden Miller. He's going to do it himself, 1 down in the first.
Quick out 1 for Kahalakai. Trusting his defense to make that play. Caden Miller, he playing first base, which is where we've usually seen him this season, but besides that, it is a lot of changes.
Let's take a look at those changes. Easton Ruiz at third today. Sawyer Farr's at short. Terrence Kill back at second after he had a game a couple days back. The second base position, Zane Becker is the catcher. In left is Hoover. In center, Makani Navarro. Brady Dallimore is out in right. As a first pitch ball to Nathaniel Williams, who stands in. Bases clear, 1 down in the inning.
Yeah, it's a very interesting lineup. A couple of guys getting the days off, as we mentioned, with Brenton Clark, Easton Muma as well, Cole Chamberlain too. That's forced you to rotate and have to use some guys that you haven't used as much, since positions that they haven't played as much.
Now 2-0 for Williams. Here comes the delivery from Kahalakai. And that is in there at 90, 2-1. And yeah, we'll see how all these different guys, Easton Ruiz typically been on the right side of the infield. Down at the hot corner, some key guys having the day off. It's game 7 of 10 straight for Santa Barbara. That's upstairs. It's now 3-1 for Williams.
But it really gives you an opportunity to prove yourself heading into the latter half of the season, where games become more important for league standings, ahead of Wichita as well. So
comes a 3-1. That is going to be down ball 4 and a 1-out walk for Nathaniel Williams, and the Barons have their first base runner.
Hawkeye was mainly trying to work that outside half. I saw a couple of change-ups from him that just couldn't find the zone. He's going to be facing another left-handed hitter here, so maybe try and go a little bit more back to that cutter pitch that was working so well for him in his last couple starts.
So 1 on, 1 out. Here's Antonio Lujan to bat from the left side. Lujan enters today hitting .286. The Barons entering as a squad hitting .262 as a unit, but when you look at their stats, Nate, they have the best slugging percentage in all of the CCL at .383 and have 13 home runs this season. They've got some pop in their bats. Here comes a 1-0 pitch to Lujan. Foul back off the mask of Becker, 1-1.
This guy, Lujan, he does have some decent pops, has a home run this year. Mainly been a guy that gets singles and can just get on base pretty reliably.
Williams is at first after a 1-out walk. Large lead at first base, and that is ball 2 away. 2-1 the count now for Lujan. Kaimi Kahalakai, last appearance was in relief for Santa Barbara, even though he did go 5 innings after Aiden Keenan went 3. That was back on the 27th. This pitch is fouled back. It's now 2-2 to the number 3 batter. And Kahalakai, even though it is his 3rd start, 5th appearance, so he's had that last appearance was in relief and also had another relief appearance, but gets the start today for Bill Pintard.
And he's been able to go really long in the games, you know.
Yes.
5 innings, obviously, last time. 4 1/3 in his last start against the Waves. A couple of 3-inning performances as well.
Check on the runner. Got him. Caught sleeping, and Williams is picked off after the 1-out walk. 2 down in the first.
Done by Kaimi. Keeping the head on the swivel. Williams is teasing him ever so slightly, moving ahead at each pitch, taking a further and further lead, and Halakai caught him lacking.
And here comes the 2-2 pitch, and it is foul back over to the third base dugout. It remains 2-2, so the base is now clear in Kahalakai. So take care of business against Lujan. Get the stir bats out there. Just underway in this ballgame. Thanks for joining us.
Makes sense why you wanted to get Williams. He leads the Barons in stolen bases this summer with 4.
Another 2-2 pitch. That is down. No base runner. Count is now full for Lujan.
Maybe if he did go to second on a pitch like that, I could have sent him to third, and just like that, you got a runner 90 feet away from scoring with just 1 down.
Great work from Kahalakai. Man stands at 6'8", 220 pounds. Comes the 3-2 pitch to Lujan. Popped up and out of play. Nice battle between Lujan and Kahalakai.
You do want to retire him as soon as you can, though, and try and limit your pitch count through 1 inning.
Limited arms available today for Scott Murray. This will now be the 8th pitch, the plate appearance for Lujan. The base is clear. 2 down. Another 3-2 delivery is a shot in the right center field. Dallimore is drifting over, and that ball is at the base of the wall. Lujan will go into second base. It's hucked over by Dallimore, and a 2-out double by the number 3 batter.
That's why it's crucial getting that runner out at first on the kickoff, because that, with Williams' speed, probably would have scored a run. Really loud hit ball into the gap. Really well job by Lujan, just finding the right spot in the field and making good contact with the baseball.
That's now going to bring up the number 4 batter, the DH, Tommy Gooden. The 3rd straight lefty to face Kahalakai in this inning. First man scoring position today. But the Barons, that one's sprayed out of play. Strike 1 on Gooden.
And Gooden's got some serious pop as well. One of those guys that's been getting good home run numbers this summer. 3 just ties the team for the lead along with Nathaniel Williams.
He has brought home 15 runs. He's got one sitting out at second base. Here comes a strike 1 pitch to Gooden. That's upstairs. 1-1. Santa Barbara entering today 15-5. Their overall record, the Barons 7-12. The Academy playing their 20th game. Santa Barbara their 22nd. 1-1 pitch. Fly ball down the left field line. Hoover is out there, but a long run, and he will make the play to retire the side. Kahalakai works around a walk and a double. Go to the bottom of the inning. Santa Barbara bats coming up next.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair. From leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties, and as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
No score going into the bottom of the first inning. Here's the lineup today for the Santa Barbara Foresters. Terrence Kill will lead off at second base. Caden Miller batting second at first. Sawyer Farr is the shortstop, batting third. Batting fourth in right field, Brady Dallimore. Batting fifth in center field, Makani Nabarro. In the sixth spot, the catcher, Zane Becker. Batting seventh and in left field, Caleb Hoover. The DH today in batting eighth will be Zeke Adderley, the two-way player who just graduated high school. The number 9 hitter will be Easton Ruley at third base. And the starting pitcher for the Barons, Nate, Frankie Lopez, a right-hander who has already tossed 19 pitches, an ERA less than 1.
19 innings,
Yes.
not 19 pitches.
Thank you.
He has yet to throw a pitch all day. And he's been, absolutely phenomenal. 0.94 ERA. You know, his strikeout numbers not as high, but that last game he had against the Philippines threw 6 in 5 innings. Only allowed 1 walk. Got the win. And a massive 11-9 victory for the Barons.
So here comes Terrence Kill. Scoreless game into the bottom of the first. Frankie Lopez plays for Utah Valley. His first pitch will be on the inside corner, strike 1.
For a lineup full of guys that have gotten, a lot of rest. Terrence Gill staying out there, hitting leadoff, playing second base as well.
0-1 pitch, left side. It took a funny hop to J.J. Nielsen, and the throw will be late. And Terrence Kill is aboard.
Felt like I was just watching Maddox Mandino there. I mean,
Yeah.
being the infield single throw. Big play by Terrence Kill to get on as the leadoff man.
That's going to bring up Caden Miller. If you're just joining us late, we were talking about in the last inning for Santa Barbara. 3 key pieces in this lineup. Having the day off, and how will the rest of the lineup handle themselves? There goes TK on the first pitch. It's going to be a strike, but sliding in head first safely is Terrence Kill. Stolen base number 8 on the year. And TK already down in scoring position.
Wasting no time. They want to get runs on the board here early.
It was a strike on Caden Miller. Batting second today for Bill Pintard. And Nigel Buckley's get called out by Lopez. We can take a look at the defense for the Barons. Nathaniel Williams is at third. J.J. Nielsen at short. Chip Mertz is at second. Jordan Carrington, first baseman. Antonio Lujan's in left, Alejandro Torres in center, and Jacob Klinowski out and right. Back to that thought, Nate, for Santa Barbara. No Cole Chamberlain in the lineup, catcher DH. Easton Moomaw, fantastic defense at third. Also a fantastic batter. Brenton Clark, same thing can be said. On base percentage of over 500 and a great right fielder. So Santa Barbara has to work without those guys today, and that is now strike 2 on Miller.
I think with that, the reason why you saw, Terrence Kill coming out so aggressive, swinging early, and then stealing a base on his first pitch on the bag. It's like it's a sense of urgency, I think, from Santa Barbara to get runs on the board early. No reason to waste any time in a game like this.
0-2 pitch, swing, and a foul tip back into the glove. Miller is down on strikes, 1 away in the first.
I mean, I don't think there needs to be a reminder about this team putting up 21 runs against the Barons last time they played each other. One of the best offensive performance from the Santa Barbara Foresters in nearly half a decade.
Leadoff man in that game was Maddox Mandino. Just a few days ago, finished up his last game in the regular season with Santa Barbara. He had 8 plate appearances in that game.
Sounds like a lot.
That is a lot, yes. So here's Sawyer Farr. Switch hitter bat from the left side will take a first pitch strike.
With a lot of guys getting rest, it forces Pintard to change around the batting order. Ken Miller hitting second, and now in the 3 spot. Sawyer Farr, where we only see him towards that middle of the order, 4, 5, and 6.
Second pitch will miss away, and man just gotten 15 runs across the plate this year. He's got Terrence Kill at second after his leadoff single. Infield straight away is Frankie Lopez. Fire home. 1-1 pitch to Sawyer Farr. Check swing, but a cold strike on the outside edge. Strike 2.
Sawyer Farr got a lot of extra run and batting practice today because of, a lot of guys taking rest. And so I'm hitting balls all over the field.
Really?
Full side, opposite field.
It's now 1-2 for Farr. And he will strike out. Nasty pitch from Lopez. 2 down in the first.
The changeup right there is kind of coming in and then just got away from Farr at the last minute. That is a beautiful pitch in the arsenal of Lopez that he can use to get lefties just like that.
Joe remains at second. 2 downs. Now Brady Dallimore. And Santa Barbara strike first here in the opening inning. Check swing, but a cold strike. 0-1. You mentioned, Nate, batting practice with Sawyer Farr, but Foresters were really missing an entire group today. 4 guys that typically hit, some guys unavailable. Of course, some guys having the day off. Brenton Clark didn't even take BP. Some guys under the weather as well. Here's no one. But it looked a lot different, a lot more thin around the cage today, that's for sure.
And I mean, I think you have to say that's not really surprising at
No.
this point in the stretch where it's like you've played 6 games in a row. There's bound to be guys, needing rest or getting sick. That's just the nature of playing 6 baseball games in 6 days.
Good pitch again. It's that splitter from Frankie Lopez to clip the inside edge. Spin rate of under 900. It's now 1-2 for Brady Dallimore. Kill had a leadoff single, but now the strike 2 pitch on the ground and outside of third base.
And Dallimore, another guy who gotten bumped up in the lineup here. We haven't seen him hitting this high since the start of the season when, there's a lot less guys on the lineup, and definitely earned himself a spot in the cleanup spot, Big power bat leads the team in home runs with 2.
He's behind the count. 1-2 pitch is fouled back. Good battle here between Brady and Frankie.
Of course, his time with the Foresters coming to an end as well. This is second to last game. He'll be leaving the team after tomorrow. Makes sense why Pintard wants to get him as much run as possible.
I'm a 2 down. Comes a 1-2 pitch, chopped up the middle. Here comes Nielsen, tough play, and the sidearm throw will be in time. Terrence Kill had a leadoff single, but the next 3 retired through 1. No score from Santa Barbara.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Now in the second inning, Klinovsky, Buckley, Torres will be scheduled for the MLB Academy Barons. And Kaimi Kahalakai worked around a walk and a single, rather a double in the opening inning. So he's going to face 5, 6, and 7 scheduled in the second. First pitch is going to be located on the outside edge. Strike one to Klinovsky.
Klinovsky only hitting 180 this season and quickly falls behind 0-2. Kahalakai working a little quicker here.
Klinovsky will take a moment. He's the 5th straight lefty to face Kaimi to start off this ball game. 0-2 pitch. Strikes him out. One down in the second.
Strikeout brought to you by Lee and Sons Plumbing and Heating. And the best part, y'all get coupon beer. Let's go.
Yeah, that was a nice strikeout for Kahalakai. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Ahead quickly and never looked back.
That's going to miss down for Nigel Buckley, who's hasn't seen too many plate appearances so far this season with the Barons. Looking to get on base for the first time with the Academy. 1-1. Fooled on the last pitch from Kahalakai with bases clear, 1 down. Buckley serving as the catcher today.
Big cut on that 1-0 pitch.
Fooled there. Strike 2 on Nigel Buckley.
It's the first righty that Kahalakai's faced today, and definitely trying to work that cutter against him, the fastball that moves away at the last minute.
Kaimi struck out Klinovsky. What will he go to here? The 1-2 pitch to Buckley. Foul back. High fastball. Means 1-2. Just the second meeting of the season between these two teams. The last was on June 8th. There was a game that was postponed. But now a 1-2 pitch. This is a shot in the left field, and it's going to be fair just at the feet of Caleb Hoover. That ball is down in a 1-out single for Nigel Buckley.
Another guy that we haven't seen too much in the outfield. Hoover's mainly either been at first or as a DH. Got some run at the end of the game against the Oaks on Tuesday, as I get my dates right.
Yes.
After being a defensive substitution in the 7th or 8th inning and in the full game out there. Left field.
It's a first pitch ball to Alejandro Torres. And by the way, Buckley picks up his first hit of the summer, as well as getting on base for the first time. As well for Kenny Landreau, the manager for the Academy. Here's a 1-0. That ball was launched, but drawing foul. That thing had some exit velo off that barrel, 0-1.
What a great program it is with the MLB Academy Barons that Kenny Landreau helps run, providing free baseball to the local communities, lower income in LA.
This is a 1-1 pitch. Another high fly ball down the left field line, draws foul. That is strike 2.
Very decorated MLB career as well for the manager. He was an all-star in 1980, won a World Series in 1981.
1 on, 1 down. Alejandro Torres had a 1-2 count. Entering today, hitting .212. It's a 1-2 pitch and just taps it back. He stays alive.
Just got that one. Good chase to it, though.
To follow Torres will be Jordan Carrington. Caden Miller's holding on to the man at first base. With 1 down, can Kaimi find a ground ball. 1-2 delivery. Over too far. This has chance. They go to kill. To first. Throw is high, but out. Double play, a 6-4-3. And Kahalakai just has to face 3 in the second. Through 1.5, no score from Eddie Matthews Field.
It's out of here.
It's tough to tell whether that's another Forester's home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Bottom of the second inning, Navarro, Becker, and Hoover will be scheduled, and they're going to get their first look at Frankie Lopez. Both teams have had some hits already. Terrence got an infield single and then 2 hits already for the Barons, and see if anyone can work around some base runners.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough against Frankie Lopez. This is one of his CCL's best pitchers. The second day in a row for the Stars where they're facing their opponent's ace. And yesterday against the Riptide, Mikey Erzbomber was very hard to get hits against, especially in his latter half of his performance. I shut things down in the 4th and 5th as the game went on. And Lopez has done a really good job of that this summer as well.
So here's Makani Navarro. He hits from the left side, will take a ball away. Lopez, it is his 5th start of the season. He's got a 1-1 record, ERA less than 1. That's foul back over the third base dugout, 1-1 for Makani Navarro.
It really speaks a lot, though, about, he's only 1-1, but he's been able to pitch long games and very effective games at that.
This is flooded down the third baseline and drifts foul. Strike 2 on Navarro.
His best performance was probably a game against the Oaks. 1-run loss, but none of those runs came against Lopez. He only allowed 2 hits and 2 walks. Really effective that day.
1-2 pitch and line down the right field line into the Santa Barbara bullpen. Look out. Remains 1-2.
He's never allowed more than 1 run in a game all summer. I mean, this is a better pitcher this summer than Erzbomber. That's saying something.
And the right-hander delivers a 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3, and Makani's going to go down looking. 1 out in the second.
Very low and inside. Got the call. And Navarro thought that was going to hit him.
It was the 3rd strikeout of the day for Frankie Lopez. Now has 18 on the season. But here is Zane Becker, the catcher. A lot of real estate up the middle of the field for Zane. He's going to take breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. Comes an 0-1. And that's going to miss away. Ball and a strike.
Cool moment.
One pitch now to Becker, and he's going to take really good take on the inside for ball 2. So far for Zane, on base percentage of .500. It's a 2-1. Swinging just is able to foul it back in the glove. 2-2.
Yeah, and yesterday was the first game of the summer. 5 appearances that he didn't reach.
He's been so good getting on base. Base is clear. 1 down. 2-2 pitch. Left side. Here is Williams. He charges in. And a long throw on target. 2 down in the second.
See why Lopez has been able to work long games. It's because he gets quick outs. He's already gotten 3 strikeouts and then trusting his defense to make some plays. And that one just an easy one for Williams over at the hot corner.
So 2 down. That's going to bring the number 7 batter, Caleb Hoover. Been one base runner today for Santa Barbara's the infield single by Terrence Kill, who led off this game. That's in there, strike one on Hoover. I'm talking about in the last inning, Hoover out in left field today. Here's no one. That's on the corner. 88, 0-2. Infield straightaway. Scoreless game. Last of the second. 0-2 pitch is up the middle and through for a base hit. Caleb Hoover, a 2-out knock, and the Sturs get their second hit of the day.
A lot of real estate up the middle of the infield, and Caleb Hoover took advantage. Bringing up a favorite here at Santa Barbara High School, Zeke Adderley, the DH.
So for Zeke Adderley, if you've been following along this season, he's been able to pitch 2 innings so far today. He graduated from this very high school just last month in June under the stewardship of Steve Shuck, who is the associate head coach. Adderley not shying away strike one. He has recorded 1 AB this season, and he was taking BP for the first time in probably about a month. Did have one, maybe a little bit less than a month, but taking BP today. And the DH, we've been talking about all the guys who have the day off, and Bill Pintard looks to Zeke Adderley to hit 8th today. Hoover's at first, 2 down. That's going to be down 1-1.
And got to come in as a pinch hitter a couple weeks ago against the Philippines, where he struck out, but he gave a good battle in that at bat. The foul balls, and love to see him get a hit today.
That's down. Ball 2.
We noted got a couple of at bats in high school. He had
Yes.
667 as a senior at this field.
He's ahead in the count, 2-1. That's going to miss away. Ball 3. So Adderley finds himself in a 3-1 count. Easton Rulli stands on deck. Hoover at first, 2 down.
Has to be said. I really like those hot pink batting gloves.
3-1. Strike 2.
Definitely got into the hitter's count there. I like the decision to kind of go all out and swing for the fences. Now you got to tighten up 3-2. Wait for your pitch.
Frankie Lopez deals a 3-2 pitch to Adderley. That is called strike 3. 4th strikeout of the day for Frankie Lopez. Caleb Hoover had a 2-out knock, is left stranded through 2. No score from Eddie Matthews Field. Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United, with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just one stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com. On to the 3rd inning. 8, 9, and 1 will be scheduled for the MLB Academy Barons. Carrington, Nielsen, and Mertz with Kaimi Kahalakai back out for his 3rd inning. The starter for Santa Barbara.
Yeah, gave up 1-out knock, but the defense got it done. Sawyer Farr flipped it over to his A&M teammate, Terrence Kill, and Kill playing second base for only the second time this summer. Kind of was, complaining a bit about his first game where he didn't really get only really got one ball hit towards him, and already getting some early action here this game.
First pitch on the outside edge. Strike one. Carrington entering today, hitting 130, another left-handed batter. There's a lot of lefties in this lineup. We said that a lot for Santa Barbara this season. Kahalakai is quickly ahead, 0-2. When you look at it, top of the orders goes lefty, switch, switch, lefty, lefty. And Carrington also bats from the left side out of the 8 spot. 0-2 pitch is down, ball 1.
Yeah, and we thought Santa Barbara had a lot of lefties in their lineup. I mean, 5 in a row is quite a lot, but there's only really one lefty in this Forester staff. Jaden Barfield. Carrington this summer, he's struck out in half his at-bats.
Strikes out here, 1 down in the 3rd.
Just took that one in the zone. Nice job by Kahalakai getting his second K of the day. First one looking.
1 away and the base is clear. Here's the number 9 batter. Nielsen's going to take a strike. 0-1. You mentioned left-handed pitching, something that Santa Barbara didn't really have too much of last year as well. And Kahalakai working quick. There is strike 2. Barfield's been the main lefty at the pen. We've seen Bryce Navarre as well.
Yep, Navarre.
Got a good number of starts for Santa Barbara, and Kahalakai moving quick. 0-2 pitch into right center field. Dallimore, it's a long run, but going back and at the wall and bounces right off the wall. Nielsen's thinking 3. It's cut off by Kill, and a long throw down to third base, but a 1-out triple for J.J. Nielsen. The lineup's now going to turn over for the Barons and a man at third.
Third time in a row where after getting a quick out one, Kahalakai lets a runner on, 1 down, and it's their first time getting man on third. Gotta tighten up here. We've already gotten Mertz out once. It's to a ground ball. Strikeout would be massive here, though.
Infield in. Mertz gets his second look at Kahalakai. And miss away. Ball 1.
Mertz only hitting 244. Really good. Extra base power, has 4 doubles this summer.
That's down. Good cover by Becker. 2-0 for Chip Mertz. Ground out to first. Caden Miller is over there. Kahalakai looking to keep it a scoreless game, but falls behind 2-0. Popped up and out of play. Strike 1 on Mertz. To follow Mertz will be Nathaniel Williams. No score, but the Academy threatening. 2-1 pitch. Check swing. Did not go around, able to lay off of it, and the appeal down to our third base umpire. 3-1. Kahalakai. 3-1 pitch to Mertz. Strike 2.
Tightened up there. Another pitch outside the zone. That time Mertz went around.
And at third, 1 away. Payoff pitch up the middle and deflected off the hill. It's through into center field. J.J. Nielsen will plate the first run of the day, and Chip Mertz, RBI single, with the Barons now on top 1-0 over the Sturs.
Tough play to make. Went off the hill, nearly got Kahalakai, and then took an awkward hop away from Kill. Not used to fielding balls like that at second. Only been an outfielder this summer for Santa Barbara.
So it is the Barons to strike first here in this game, Santa Barbara High School. Kahalakai not phased, and will deal a first pitch ball. And Chip Mertz, we just saw well off of first base, and Here comes Bill Pintard, but Mertz, the runner, has gone 1 for 3 stolen bases on attempts this year. And Nate, we can talk about this visit now with Bill Pintard. Pitching situation today for Scott Murray. Not too many arms that are up and available. We were told Gardino would be the first man out, but then you have Tag Andrews and Steele Eves. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely puts pressure on a guy like Kahalakai to be able to go at least 5 innings, I would say. I'd say that's probably the expectation from him. And so far under a bit of trouble here. Gotten out of a couple of jams already. I think if he gets out of this, though, he should be on track to be able to do that.
With this 10-game stretch and some guys unavailable, under the weather for various reasons, only having 3 guys available in the bullpen today. Tomorrow's scheduled to be a bullpen game against a non-CCL team. Josh Heineman slated to get the open for Santa Barbara, but right now it's a 1-run game. Mertz at first, 1 away. Here's Nathaniel Williams. Count is 1-0.
Already gotten 1 pick off and might have been able to pick up the screams of pick from the third base dugout where the Barons are housed.
Main's 1-0 for Williams. Big swing and a miss. Pitch at 88 from Kahalakai. 1-1.
Cannot be understated how tough of an out Williams has been this summer. 426, tied for the team leading home runs. 6 doubles as well.
1-1 pitch from Kahalakai. It's popped up. Maybe a chance for Rulli in foul ground outside of third base. He camps out under it, fights the wind, and that ball's going to land fair. Down to second base is Mertz, and aboard is Nathaniel Williams. That ball was in foul ground. We saw this kind of yesterday, and that drifted into fair territory. That's going to be a base hit.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a couple plays like that where it was foul by a good margin, and it just blows kind of back towards the line and almost in. And that time, really inside the diamond, and Rulli just couldn't judge it. That's a really tough play.
He was probably halfway into foul territory to where the fence is outside your picture, and then it probably moved 10 feet in the air. First pitch swinging for Antonio Lujan. This is to left field. Hoover is called off by far, and a big second out for the cause for Kahalakai.
Nice job by Sawyer. Command, being able to get that out. Nice job. You know, for playing one of the few guys in the defense that is used to the position that he's playing.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing that leadership there. Wave away on Hoover.
Mertz is at second. Williams is at first. That's going to bring up the DH, Tommy Gooden. Bat from the left side. Already a run in for the Barons, top of the third. That is fouled off towards first base on deck circle. Strike 1 on the DH. Kahalakai, 5th appearance of the year. Entering today a 2-0 record. 3rd start this afternoon. Comes an 0-1. That is outside. Good take, 1-1. So far today for Tommy Gooden. Fly out to left. Caleb Hoover is out there. 1-1. Right side, and it's through for a base hit. Mertz from second is coming around. It's scooped up by Brady Dalmore. They've got to play at the plate, and they got him. Great throw from Brady Dalmore. Zane Becker slaps the tag, and Kahalakai gets out of the jam. Just 1 run will come around. On to the bottom of the third, Barons by 1.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Forester's home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Bottom of the third, Easton Ruley, Terrence Kill the second, and Caden Miller will be scheduled. Frankie Lopez remaining in this game is now a 1-0 ball game. Barons on top. First pitch inside of Easton, ball 1.
Foresters find early in a position I don't think they were expecting themselves to get into. Fight back now, keep this game close, and get some runs on the board, and that's a good way to do it. Get a base runner on, although I know Easton Ruley's probably one of the last guys you want to see get hit by a pitch.
Ouch, that looks like it hurt. This hit by a pitch brought to you by AltaOrthopedics.com. Got hurt? Call them.
So Ruley's hit by a pitch, and he is aboard. His first plate appearance of the day. Lamp's now going to turn over for Terrence Kill. TK has already hit today, infield single on the left side of the infield. And Ruley, one of the best base runners on this team. Clark squares around to bunt. It's a good one and a tough play for Lopez. The ball is picked up by the first baseman. That ball spiked well in front of the first base bag. Good play by Carrington, but the sacrifice complete. Ruley to second.
I just don't know how to feel about using Terrence Kill as a sacrifice bunt. I mean, he's got a lot of speed, but one of the most consistent guys at driving base runners around in the lineup. Trust him to get that hit there. You know, there's no reason he had a quick out one where, you know, the next guys followed him, and Miller and Farr already struck out once today, first time through the order.
So one down, Ruley at second. First pitch swinging for Caden Miller, strike one. And with Ruley the best speed, he already has 8 stolen bases this year, was sacrificed over to second.
Should think a hit into the outfield would score Ruley here.
Comes an 0-1 to Miller. He squares around to bunt. Right side, here comes Carrington, and he's going to reach first base, a throw down to third. Ruley's back in safely. That's the way to get aboard for Caden Miller runners on the corners.
Absolutely. Well bunted ball down the first base line. That drew the first baseman Carrington off the bag, and Lopez just couldn't cover quickly enough, and just like that, runners in the corners, 1 out. Let's tie the game here.
Batter is Sawyer Farr. The switch hitter hitting from the left side. First and third, only a single out. And in this situation, for Farr at least, try to score Ruley in some fashion. If you're able to lift a ball, if you're retired, sacrifice him home. But it's a 1-run game. Comes a first pitch from Lopez to Sawyer Farr. That is away, ball 1. Easton Ruley at third, Caden Miller at first. Carrington holding on to Miller. Comes a 1-0 pitch. Big swing, 1-1. When you look around the CCL, Santa Barbara Foresters alongside Sonoma, both teams with 15 wins, even though Sonoma has 10 losses compared to just 5 for Santa Barbara. It's a check to Miller. He's back. But in terms of winning percentage, with 15-5 record, one of the best in the CCL, Walnut Creek leads the Northern Division at 14-6. 1-1. Left side and foul into the trees on top of the third base dugout. Strike 2. And then when we look at the schedule, of course, the Blues are just up the coast here who play out of the Northern Division. We will see the Menlo Park Legends later on this year, but other than that, just the Slow Blues and the Legends, the only 2 teams out of the Northern Division the Sturs will see.
2 most southern teams in the Northern Division as well. It's a long drive from the Bay.
Runner goes. It's away for ball 2. Tough play down at second base. They got him. Miller caught stealing. And Miller doesn't think so. He's still standing at second. And he's going to have to go back to the first base dugout. Caught stealing. And Bill Pintard, Vokul, displeased with the call out of the first base dugout.
He has every reason to be. That was a very close play, and a call that there was a foot on the bag that he got on. The umps didn't think so.
It's now a full count for Farr, and now 2 down.
You can see every reason why he'd be that upset at a call like that, because now instead you have to get a hit to score the run to tie the game.
And Lopez can get out of the inning right here. 3-2 pitch to Farr. Will be ball 4, and Farr is aboard. A 2-out walk for the shortstop.
If he waited, he could have gotten on just like that and eliminated it all together. But I really, I do agree that decision still to send Miller. It eliminates the double play ball. Catches them off guard, and a guy like Kane Miller hasn't stolen too many bases this summer.
So it's now Brady Dallimore. First pitch is going to be missing away to Brady. Ball 1. So he has a chance to bring home the first run of the day for Santa Barbara. And we did say first time up for Dallimore. Playing his last game tomorrow, but a correction. Final game being played today for the Sturs is today. Got commitments. Man, just graduated high school, going to TCU. And his final game with Santa Barbara.
Yeah, early flight out tomorrow.
There goes the runner. The 1-0 pitch is for a strike, far down to second safely. They're coming home, and Rulli will be out at the plate. Santa Barbara had some base runners, and Rulli thrown out at the dish. Some good infield work by the MLB Academy Barons, and the Sturs strand a couple to end the 3rd inning. Barons still on top 1-0 over Santa Barbara.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Now to the 4th inning. Kaimi Kahalakai out for his 4th inning. He will face Jacob Klinowski, Nigel Buckley, Alejandro Torres. That is 5, 6, and 7 scheduled for the Barons, who lead 1-0 over the Foresters. And Foresters had a chance in the bottom of the inning. Some good defense by the Barons, heads-up plays, cutting down Rulli at the plate for the final out in the 3rd.
Yeah, well, which definitely puts pressure here in the top of the 4th to go get quick 3 outs and then bring the bats back up and try and strike while they're still hot.
Game 7 of 10 straight for Santa Barbara. Tomorrow on Independence Day will be a non-CCL game. First pitch is going to be down to Klinowski, and what that means, really not a countable game to the official stats. So everyone pitching tomorrow and hitting, it won't go down the official CCL stat line. 1-0, popped up, and behind where we are, 1-1. That'll be the first of 2 non-CCL games. The final game of the regular year be against the Coastal Dodgers July 20th before the Sturs will take off to Wichita. It's 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Yeah, and, those games get a good opportunity for, as you said, tomorrow likely going to be a bullpen game. Get as many arms tossing, try and see what they can do.
Now a 1-2 pitch to Klinovsky, called strike 3. Gets him looking. Kahalakai has his third K.
First time he struck out was swinging, then that time the slider. Kind of just got into the zone inside. Nice job by Kahalakai attacking first batter he faces.
One away with the bases clear. That's going to bring the number 6 batter, Nigel Buckley. Just picked up his first hit of the season back in the second. And this is his second hit of the season into center field. He's now 2 for 2. And a 1-out knock for the Barons.
It's happened again. 1 out base runner for the Barons. And Kahalakai, he's had a mixed bag last inning. Struggled to get the outs after, letting a runner on. But before that did a good job of it. Last time he got into this situation, Torres grounded out into a double play.
First pitch to Torres will miss away, ball 1. Kaimi will look for a ground ball once again. Miller holds on to the runner at first. 1-0 pitch on the inside corner, 1-1. Torres, who hits from the right side, the center fielder today for Kenny Landreau. 1 on, 1 out. 1-1 pitch. That is down, ball 2. The wind's picking up towards right center field. The American flag straight away. Blowing pretty good to the outfield. 2 balls and 1 strike. That's down, gets away from Becker to his right, and down to second base goes Nigel Buckley. After the 1-out knock, he's now in the scoring position.
That eliminates the double play ball, crucially for the Barons. Trying to double their lead here.
The count is now 3-1 for Torres. It will go down as a wild pitch to advance Buckley to second. Here comes a 3-1 from Kahalakai. Chopped left side and over the head of Easton Ruley. It's picked up by Hoover, and the runner will hold up at third base. And back-to-back knocks now for the Barons.
High bouncer just got above Easton Ruley, only still 5'10" over there at third base. It's not an easy play to make, and just got over his head.
Really for the second straight time in play, a ball that's batted. First one starting foul ground and then drifted fair. Unlucky play for Santa Barbara's sake, and Torres spiked that one in. First pitch missing to Carrington for ball 1. But a lot of singles that just evade the defense in one form or another. Chopped over their heads or starting foul ground and drift back in. But a big opportunity now for the Barons to extend their lead. This is up the middle. Ricochets off the mound. Here's Farr. Flips 2 out to first. Got him. Another 6-4-3 double play to save a run. And this infield doing some work, backing up Kahimi Kahalakai, and through 3.5. Santa Barbara trail by 1 to the Barons.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties. And as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Here's Brady Dalmore to lead off the fourth inning. Santa Barbara, after some good defense, just trailed by a run. It's going to be Dalmore, Navarro, Becker scheduled in this inning. Strike one on Brady.
Got out of another very close situation where a run easily could have came across the plate.
0-1. That's on the outside edge. 0-2.
Definitely put some pressure on the offense to get something here.
Got a righty, lefty, righty schedule against the starting right-hander Lopez. The 0-2 pitch will strike out Dalmore. And Frankie Lopez has his fifth strikeout to start off the fourth inning.
Yeah, what a performance from Frankie Lopez. My goodness. This is quickly becoming his best performance of the summer. At least definitely in terms of strikeouts.
Entered today with 15 and 19 innings pitched. Produces a swing on Navarro, strike one.
And he's gotten 5 and just 3 1/3. Season high in strikeouts came in his last game against the Philippines, but 6 and 5 innings. He is already at 5 and no signs of slowing down.
Fooled Navarro, 0-2.
When he's getting, before you're swinging at pitches like that in the dirt.
And now the 0-2 pitch to Makani Navarro is just tapped back. It's 0-2. And we've seen that splitter that's been in the dirt. That's what they're calling it to our right, our analytics team. And spin is under 900. Crazy.
They try to emphasize getting a lot of spin, but sometimes less is more.
One out, bases clear. 0-2 pitch. A drive down the right field line, drawing, and that ball is foul. It fell right in front of the wall. About 2 paces to the right of the chalk line. 0-2.
Very close. Staying fair and very close to leaving the ballpark. Barrow was just a little too early. He did read it, though. He knew he was going to get that splitter again. Timed it up pretty well that time.
And that pitch is coming in at 74 miles an hour. It's another 0-2 count, and off the end of the bat, foul. A good battle here from Navarro. Ball behind quickly and saws off a couple.
Gotta do what you got to do, Hunter.
McConney's fouled off the last 3 pitches. Here comes the 6th pitch, the plate appearance to McConney. Up the middle, and it takes a nice hop over to Mertz, and a good play by the second baseman. 2 down in the 4th.
That hop changed where that ball was going to go. It was going to be a low one that Mertz was going to have to scoop up, but instead it went right into his palm and made it an easy turn to second for a tough second out, especially after a couple of balls that McConney got good distance on that just went foul. Unlucky.
So a 2 down. Here is Zane Becker. Takes a strike as Zane today has gone 0 for 1 and ground out to third. Oh, there's Nathaniel Williams. Here comes an 0-1 pitch. And that's going to miss away 1-1. Should Zane reach? Caleb Hoover waits on the wings for the Foresters, who trail by 1. Home half of the 4th. 1-1 pitch. It's going to be down, ball 2.
Take by Becker, as we kind of talked about earlier. He's done a really good job getting on base and drawing those walks.
2-1 pitch to Zane. That's in there. 2-2.
And that's when he's beating himself up about taking pitches. Because that was a breaking ball right in the zone, designed to go far.
The right-hander Frankie Lopez in his 5th start of the season. The 2-2 pitch to Zane Becker. Inside, full count. Hoover will be next. 7th game straight being played by Santa Barbara going back to last Thursday. 3-2 pitch is in the right field, but out there's Klinowski. Does really have to move. And a 1-2-3-4 for Frankie Lopez. Through 4, Barron's still on top of 1-0 over the Sturs. Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United, with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just one stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
On to the 5th inning, and this 5th inning brought to us by our friends at Finney's Craft House. Finney's now has 2 locations in Santa Barbara, one on Lower State Street and one in Goleta. Finney's is a great place to gather before or after any Foresters game. Finney's Craft House. So Kaimi Kahalakai remaining in this ball game, he will face 9, 1, and 2 scheduled. Nielsen, Mertz, and Williams. Barons by 1. First pitch strike from Kahalakai. 0-1. Remember, Nielsen had the triple right center field gap with 1 down in the 3rd. He quickly falls behind 0-2 against Kaimi.
Nielsen, the 2-sport athlete, quarterbacks for the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors, the 3-star recruit coming out of high school.
0-2 pitch upstairs on the high fastball. 1-2.
Mainly worked as a football player, but decided after his freshman year, I'm going to focus on another sport.
He's going to strike out here and make it 4 punch-outs of the day for Kaimi Kahalakai. 2 of which now, 3 now looking. 1 down in the 5th.
It's his 4th inning in a row where he strikes it out with a strikeout, but then he's struggled to get the outs after that. Got to be able to do that here in the 5th. Still a close game.
Yeah, every inning so far is first man's been retired, but the next man reaching base. Strike 1 on Mertz, who has gone 1 for 2 today. Ground out to first and a base in the center, which scored the lone run of the day back in the 3rd inning. 0-1 pitch. That is down, 1-1.
Got Becker in an awkward spot.
We touched on it earlier in this game with Kahalakai. Starting off this 5th inning, get him through 5. Got 3 arms up and hot today. That's away.
No one's still really tossing for Santa Barbara.
Kahalakai. The 2-1 pitch to Mertz. That is down ball 3.
Good block again by Becker.
They're
Couple balls is at bat.
Mm-hmm.
Down in the dirt.
Struck out the first man in this inning. Now the 3-1 delivery to Mertz. And this is fair. Back out to the hill. It's going to be Becker. Ranges out from behind the plate. Good play from the catcher. 2 down in the 5th.
And a massive play to get 2 outs in a row. Sturs haven't done that today. Get back-to-back outs in an inning. So that's a big get. Nice one for the confidence going forward.
And especially with the man who's coming to the plate, Nathaniel Williams, who we touched on yesterday with Bradley Navarro, Nate, one of the toughest outs in the CCL, and the same thing has to be said for Nathaniel Williams when you look at his slash line. He already touched down on the average.
The main difference was, they have similar averages, but Navarro, better OBP, he takes a lot of walks and mainly a contact guy. Nathaniel Williams has some serious pop.
Off the end of the bat here, 1-1, and that slugging entering today, 738 with an on-base percentage of 500. So Williams already has a walk and a base hit today. 2 down, the base is clear. 1-1 pitch. In there, strike 2.
He's one of 3 players in the league with at least 3 home runs, along with Gooden and Nicholas Sebastiani for the Stompers in the North.
Galakai. 2 down, 1-2 pitch. Not competitive, 2-2.
And Dallimore, one of a few guys with 2, of course.
In the Finney's 5th inning, 2-2 pitch is a drive into right. Sliding over is Dallimore, but that ball is gone. 2-out home run from Nathaniel Williams, his 4th of the season, and the Barons now on top 2-0 over the Sturs.
Whew, the sound of that ball off the bat. Had no chance at staying in the yard.
Well, one of the toughest outs in the CCL produces again. Now 2 for 2 with a walk, and has doubled the Barons' lead to bring up Antonio Lujan.
Crucial for Kahalakai to settle in after that.
Strike 1 on Lujan. Does have a double today. Comes the 0-1 delivery from Kahalakai. That's away, 1-1. 1-1 pitch, right side. Here is Caden Miller, and the inning will be over, but Nathaniel Williams, the solo home run with 2 down, his 4th of the season, has made a 2-0 lead. Bottom of the 5th.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Bottom of the 5th inning, and this 5th inning brought to us by our friends at Finney's Craft House. A couple locations in the Santa Barbara area, and Finney's is a great place to gather before or after any Foresters game. Finney's Craft House. Well, the Barons have now made it, courtesy of Nathaniel Williams, a 2-run advantage over the Sturs. They'll have the bottom 3, Hoover, Adderley, and Ruley scheduled, with Frankie Lopez, the starter, remaining in this game. First pitch to Caleb away, ball 1.
Hoover, that 2-out knockback in the second, but just stayed at first. Be a little inspired by what Nathaniel Williams did in the top half.
Good take. Ball 2. Now 64 pitches tossed by Frankie Lopez. Get through this 5th inning on top. 2-0 pitch, right side, long run for Mertz, and the second baseman ranges over, 1 down in the 5th.
Quick. Out right there. Easy. Out 1.
Number 31.
Unlucky for Hoover.
Caleb retired for the first time today, and that's going to bring up Zeke Adderley. They're in the bottom of the 5th inning, 1 down, base is clear. First pitch swinging, that is up the middle, and Zeke Adderley, a 1-out knock. Fantastic to see the man who just graduated from this very high school starting as a DH today. Just his 3rd plate appearance of the season, a base hit.
Yeah, it's great to see, you know. Zeke, very popular guy at these games. Whenever he comes in, he's always got some loud cheers, some good support in the stands, and different today for his first hit.
So he's at first to bring up Easton Ruley. Ruley's been hit by a pitch. That came in the 3rd inning. Top of the order is on deck in the form of Terrence Kill, and if you can get Ruley aboard. Terrence has already had a productive day. Base hit, stolen base, and a sack bunt. 1-0. That's on the corner. 1-1. Santa Barbara capitalized on Zeke Adderley's 1-out base hit. It's the 4th hit of the day for Santa Barbara. There's been 2 infield singles, Kill, Miller, Hoover, now Zeke Adderley, while collecting hits. 1-1 is foul back. Strike 2.
Just got the bat to that one, Ruley. Find his form here.
And Ruley, with Adderley at first base this season, currently hitting under 200. On base percentage entering today, 281. He falls behind against Frankie Lopez, who has been moving well. 1-2 pitch, left side. Here is Williams, going to be tough. 2 out at second and no throw down to first. They get the force out, Ruley aboard on a fielder's choice.
Yeah, Ruley's a tough out on those double plays. He's got a lot of speed, and throw didn't even come. Says all you need to know.
So Adderley, the force out victim. That's going to now bring up Terrence Kill. 1 on, 2 down. Back to the top of the order in the 5th inning. Check over to Ruley, who's got 8 stolen bases this year on 11 attempts. And just mentioned it for Terrence, a base hit and a sacrifice today. So, man who's come up big in clutch situations during games. Stands in with 2 down. There goes Easton. That is down for a ball. Ruley, and he will be safe at second base. 9th stolen bag of the year for Easton. He's in scoring position.
So gutsy. Easton Ruley, always fearless on the base paths.
Can Kill capitalize and bring home the first run of the day for Santa Barbara. They trail by 2 in the last of the 5th. Lopez fires a 1-0. Inside ball 2.
You know about Terrence Kill is he's going to be patient. At bats, wait for the right pitches. He doesn't like to swing early in counts unless it's a good pitch.
Lopez doesn't want to go with it, go through it One more time with Buckley. And the right-hander. 2-0 pitch. And that's on the outside edge. 2-1 to kill. Easton Rulli at second. The best runners on this team. 2-1. Inside started on Terrence's body. Bent its way in. Missed inside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Caden Miller would be next for Santa Barbara.
Kill. Gotta get something to hit here and be looking to turn it into the gap.
3-1 pitch. Inside ball 4. And a 2-out walk by Terrence. Kill. And he is aboard for the second time today.
Now batting, the first baseman.
That's going to bring up Miller. He's gone 1 for 2 today.
Miller.
Yeah, I got a hit last time around where Len got caught stealing for a tough out in the third where he felt like the Stars had a good chance to get some runs across the board and just weren't able to.
First and second, 2 away. Miller to hit from the left side against the right-hander who plays for Utah Valley. That's in there for strike 1. Remember, is that bunt single by Miller on the right side of the infield. Carrington, the first baseman, went over to field the ball. No one was covering to give Miller his first hit of the day. No one holds on to kill at first base. 0-1 pitch. That's going to be away. Good take by Caden. 1-1.
Good take indeed. Really speed at second. You got to get a ball into the outfield to hit. Find the gap to score the run and get back to at least 1.
Lopez fires home a 1-1 pitch. That is down, and Ruli's going to take off to third base, and he will be in safely on the wild pitch. Aggressive base running from Easton, but it pays off. Runners now on the corners, 2 out.
Crucially, if you so choose to, you can advance the runner at first on a stolen base where Kill does have a lot of speed.
So really down to third. Kill remains at first. It's now a good count for Caden Miller. 2-1 pitch. Slider for strike 2-2. Can Santa Barbara bring home their first run of the day? It's a 2-0 advantage for the Barons. 2-2 pitch to Caden Miller. That is away. Good slide from Buckley. Full count.
The Stars have done better as the game's gone on, as work counts, you know. Got the walk already in this inning. Is losing a bit of that command that he had in the early part of the game, maybe.
But with 2 down, 2 on. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Miller is retired. And the Stars will leave 2 stranded on the bases. And Frankie Lopez gets out of the jam through 5 innings. MLB on top of Santa Barbara by 2.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties, and as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Now on to the 6th inning from Santa Barbara High School. There will be a new arm entering for the Sturs. Andrew Gardino will take over for Kaimi Kahalakai, and he will face 4, 5, and 6 coming up for the Barons.
Yeah, Gardino, been a couple of days since we last seen him. He's been hot a couple of times, but they haven't been able to get to him, but he's been a great reliever out of the pen. ERA 0, yet to allow a run. They're going to need more of that here today. Very effective in a game against the Blues where he just 3 innings, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk.
First pitch swinging for the DH, Tommy Gooden. Strike 1. So Gooden, Klinowski, and Buckley. Gardino just another foul ball back into the screen. Nothing in 2. Gooden today is 1 for 2, a fly out to left and a base hit in the right. Andrew shakes off a couple from Becker. 0-2 delivery to Tommy Gooden. Strikes him out. 1 down in the 6th.
Picking up where he left off. He said 4 strikeouts in his last appearance, and first batter face gets him down swinging.
That's going to bring up a man who was struck out twice today, Jacob Klinowski. 2-run advantage for the Barons. They put up a run in the 3rd and a solo home run by Nathaniel Williams in the 5th to make it a 2-0 game. First pitch on the outside edge, strike 1.
That's a great pitch. Gardino.
Comes an 0-1 delivery to Klinowski. That is inside, 1-1.
Kind of has that, big, high, slow leg kick and generates so much velo out of it.
In that last appearance in Santa Barbara, won 5, 4, and 10 innings. Gardino, after A.J. Crodell got the start going 5. 3 fantastic innings from Andrew. Here's a 1-1. Blazes the fastball past Klinowski. That was down for strike 2. And notably for Gardino, if you're following along with the Sturs on the road, a near immaculate inning, which came in the 6th inning. You could say it could have been robbed on the final pitch. And
I'd say a lot of people would say he was robbed on that final pitch.
Ended up being 10 pitches. Here's a high fly ball into right. Brady Dallimore goes back, but he's just going to see it fly over the fence. A 1-out home run for Jacob Klinowski. It is now a 3-0 Barons lead in the 6th.
And does this Barons team just rake baseballs? Lead the CCL in home runs, and they're certainly increasing their lead with 2 so far today.
15 on the year. So Klinowski has his 2nd homer of the season. That's going to bring up Nigel Buckley, who has gone 2 for 2. It's going to miss upstairs, ball 1.
It's tough for Gardino. He was doing a really good job. He had a great first at bat and gave up that.
Last pitch was a strike, 1-1 now for Buckley. Run in the third, one in the fifth, now one in the sixth. Comes a 1-1 pitch, and it's going to miss upstairs. Ball 2. Konofsky, and just had the home run. Struck out twice. First look at Gardino. The long ball. Here's a 2-1. Ground outside at third. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Buckley.
Tying up here, 2 strikes. He's already got a couple hits today. Nearly scored in the 4th where he reached 3rd.
And now the 2-2 delivery to the catcher is lined and into right field. It is a base hit, so back-to-back hits for the Barons, coming with 1 down in the 6th. And Nigel Buckley is now 3 for 3, 3 base hits using all fields today.
And just an easy one right there. The Reds sent a gap. No one was going to get to it. And
center fielder, number 31.
they got a runner on.
Torres.
Torres, he's 1 for 2 today. Ground into a double play. Base hit in the left. Swing and a miss on the high fastball from Gardino. Strike 1.
High heat, always so tempting from the batter's perspective, and Torres just couldn't lay it off.
Buckley hasn't attempted a stolen base so far this season. That's going to be on the inside edge for strike 2. And by the way, for Buckley, more of a recent addition for this Barons team. Entering today, he's gone 0 for 8. He's now 3 for 3.
Way to get that monkey off your back.
Hadn't even reached base yet this season, and he's got 3 hits. Now it's 0-2 for Torres. And a check back to the man. He's in safely. A big thing will be for Santa Barbara. Getting base runners and just trying to move them around. Yesterday they went down 5-0 early against OC. Swing and a miss there, and Torres is retired. 2 down, and the second strikeout of the day for Gardino.
Going back to what was working, strikeout stuff to lure in the batter and work there.
The batter is now Jordan Carrington. 1 on, now 2 down, and a run in for the MLB Academy Barons. First pitch misses away from Gardino, ball 1. Carrington 0 for 2, strikeout, grounded into a double play. Comes the 1-0 pitch, and sprayed back. 1-1, Gardino took over in this inning. Kaimi Kahalakai. Kaimi went 5, 9 hits, 2 runs, both were earned, walked 1 and struck out 4 in his 3rd start of the season. The Barons have made it a 3-0 lead here in the 6th. Here comes a 1-1 to Carrington. On the corner, strike 2.
Solid attack from Gardino on the outer part of the plate. That final strike here.
He's K2 in this inning. Now the 1-2 pitch. Check swing, foul outside of third. We'll do it again. In case you're wondering, Santa Barbara will have Fard, Dallimore, Nabarro. That is 3, 4, and 5 scheduled. Here comes a 1-2 pitch from Andrew Gardino. And strikes him out. Carrington will go down looking. And 3 punch-outs in the inning for Gardino. But Jacob Konofsky, a solo home run to make it a 3-0 lead going to the last of the 6.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Forester's home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara Airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara Airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties, and as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Leading off the sixth inning for Santa Barbara will be Farr. He's gone 0 for 1 today with a walk, and Frankie Lopez, the starter, remains in this ball game. In his fifth start, he maintains with some good run support from the Barons. The offense behind him, his team leads 3-0 over the Santa Barbara Foresters. First pitch will be down to Sawyer. That is ball one.
Yeah, he's just been so good. This summer, I'm not surprised to still have him in here. He has pitched this length before in a 2-1 loss to the Oaks a couple weeks back.
Quickly falls behind 2-0 to Farr, who struck out, worked a walk, and also stolen base for Sawyer today. But Santa Barbara have had some chances with a couple base runners, especially in the last inning, could not convert. Farr's going to take a strike, 2-1.
Yeah, they had, runners on the corners. And Miller just struck out. Really tough. And but you could feel the Stars getting closer and closer to getting that number on the board.
Farr spoils off the fourth pitch, the plate appearance, 2-2. Dallimore and then Navarro coming up for Santa Barbara. Work to do, bottom of the sixth. Their Delta loss yesterday against the OC Riptide. 7-3 loss to Orange County in their fourth meeting of the year. 2-2 pitch and sprayed back over the fence out of the park. Remains 2-2.
Yeah, we haven't really seen the Stars really in this position too often where they're getting shut out into the later stages of a game.
Yeah, yesterday after they went down 5-2, and they were able to put up 2 runs in the third. But another 2-2 pitch, that's away, full count. And if you are joining us late, a couple key guys for Santa Barbara not playing today, having a day off. Game 7 of 10 straight for Santa Barbara. Notably Chamberlain, Mumma, and Clark not playing. But the 3-2 pitch fouled off again by Farr. Remains full.
But you do have a feeling, if this game stays kind of like in this reaching distance of this 3-run, 2-run deficit, those guys will come in as pinch hitters.
Mm-hmm. So now the eighth pitch of the plate appearance for Sawyer Farr. 3-2 into left field, and it is falling, but it is caught by Lujan. It was falling quickly, but Antonio Lujan, good read out and left to make the play. And Farr will be retired, 1 down in the sixth.
I like that. Farr trying to go opposite field, and Lujan just got to it in time. Tough first out for the Stars.
And that's going to bring up Brady Dallimore. Final game of the summer with Santa Barbara. He's gone 0 for 2 today. Ground out to short and a strikeout. He will fall behind 0-1 in his third look at Frankie Lopez. 0-1 pitch. That is on the outside edge. 0-2. We've seen Lopez go from the fastballs. He's thrown in that splitter on the inside edge of the plate and been able to locate that slider. 0-2 delivery and down the right field line, out of play.
And they tried to get him something away again, but Dollar timed it up a little better and just got it.
And you got to protect on that side of the plate, too, with a called strike on a ball that might have been outside of the zone. And everyone's murmuring because the car horn's now going off. Some damage on the 0-2 pitch on the foul ball. Dalmore stays alive, 0-2.
Oh, but it's not mine. I don't think it could have reached all the way to the end of the block on the opposite side of a street, but if it did, more power to Brady.
One down, the base is clear. Another 0-2 pitch, chopped. Here comes Nielsen, but it's going to be cut off by Williams. A little bit of a double clutch, not in time. Dalmore is aboard, an infield single coming with 1 out in the 6th.
Job getting on. Your final game is a stir.
The center fielder, number 7.
One down. Keep the bats passed.
That's going to now bring up Makani Nabarro. He's gone 0 for 2. He has struck out and grounded out today. But Brady now at first, 1 down. 3-run ball game. Barron's on top. First pitch located, strike 1. Can Santa Barbara just chain some hits together, chain base runners together? Down by 3. That's away. Good read from Buckley, 1-1. There's a man up tossing now for the Barons down in their bullpen as Frankie Lopez has now gone 5 1/3. And we were talking about it earlier, Nate, but the Stars facing 2 aces on back-to-back days. Michael Erspalmer picked up the win yesterday, the ace for OC, and Lopez, who has an ERA less than 1. It's only increasing now. Not allowed a run. He's going to miss for both 2 on Nabarro, 2-1.
Good take by McConney. Yeah, I mean, just a tough stretch. This is sometimes how the schedule plays out where you're getting their number 1 guy on a certain day. And now Kalakai's been a really good arm and had a pretty good day. I mean, it's still only like only have 3 runs. It's just very much in reaching distance. You just kind of got to maybe wait it out until Lopez is done or when he's kind of like losing some of that stuff that's been giving you a hard time.
Dalmore is at first. He has 4 stolen bases this year, in case you're wondering. 5 attempts. It's now 2-2 for Nabarro. Good take. Misses away. Full count. Zane Becker stands on deck. Can McConney get on base for the first time today? Payoff pitch is cold. Strike 3, 2 down in the 6th. 7th K of the day for Lopez.
Now a season high.
Now batting.
Lopez and Bedard wasn't too happy with that call, but that looked like a well-located pitch to me from Lopez.
So now 2 down. Dalmore remains at first. First pitch to Becker. Misses away, ball 1.
They're getting a size lead over there at first base is Brady Dalmore.
Zane today. Ground at the 3rd fly out to right. And he's now quickly ahead 2-0 over Frankie Lopez.
Kind of see Dalmore definitely reading those pitches low and away, waiting for one to just go back past the catcher and take off.
Dalmore had the infield single, but now the 2-0 pitch is chopped towards and into the 3rd base dugout. That one clears out of the way. It's now 2-1. The visiting dugout here at Eddie Matthews Field. 2-1 the count. Santa Barbara trail by 3, bottom of the 6th. 2-1 pitch, big cut, 2-2. And Zane Becker serving as the catcher today. Saw him DH yesterday. Cole Chamberlain doing the catching. But now the 2-2 pitch, runner goes, it's down, it's a high throw. Dallimore will go into second base. Throw was high in a stolen bag. Number 5 for Dallimore. He's in the scoring position, and the count now full for Becker.
A nice job by Brady kind of reading that one. Another pitch blown away, and he just took off and nearly got away from the catcher as well. It was a high throw and went into the outfield, but cut it off very quickly from the center fielder, Torres.
Here comes a 3-2 pitch from Lopez to Becker. Inside, ball 4. And a 2-out walk by Zane. He's aboard for the first time today. And that's going to bring up Caleb Hoover. And here comes the pitching coach for the Barons out to talk with Lopez about plan of attack here against the big lefty Hoover.
I think you have to trust your guy to get these outs. It's going to be tough against Hoover. And then, of course, Adderley, he got a hit last inning. This one dragging on here for Lopez.
And the right-hander playing for Utah Valley will get more accustomed to playing in this, really I should say in this state. Utah Valley be moving over to the Big West out of the WAC conference. Coming in next year's school year, summer of 26, that will occur. But now here's Caleb Hoover. He will represent the tying run at the plate. 3-run advantage for MLB. Dalmore at second, Becker at first. Caleb does have a hit today, base hit into center. First pitch to Hoover is going to miss away, ball 1.
Hoover's going to be patient here, wait for the right pitch. A good job getting on base all summer, working walks, being patient.
1-0 pitch. That is away, ball 2. So Hoover now in a good count. Representing the tying run at the plate. Frankie Lopez fires home a 2-0 pitch to Hoover. That is away, ball 3. Third base is open. Adderley stands on deck. Three-0 pitch to Hoover. Backdoors it. Strike 1.
Yeah, no reason to swing there after you've seen him walk a couple guys in the last couple innings. 3-0 pitch. Hoover now to get another pitch to swing at here and do some damage.
Lopez back in the count. 2 down, first and second. 3-1 pitch to Hoover. Strike 2. Big cut, full count.
Sign up here, Caleb. On base.
Frankie Lopez, the payoff pitch to Hoover, is called strike 3. And the Sturs leave 2 stranded on the bases. And the inning is over. Through 6, the Barons on top 3-0.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Seventh inning, the Barons on top 3-0 over the Santa Barbara Foresters. Gardino remains in this ball game, starting off another clean inning, came in the sixth. He will face 9-1-2.
I want to go back to the end of that last inning, man, because that was a really tough end, a ball that looked to me a couple balls outside of his zone, and Trackman confirmed it. You know, it was some controversy. The home plate umpiring yelling back to the Foresters dugout as we headed into that into the break of the inning. Got to bounce back from that and respond by putting up a 0 on the scoreboard yet again.
It's going to be Nielsen, Mertz, and Williams. This is in the gap in left center field in a long run, but falling in front of Caleb Hoover. One pitch and a base hit for the Barons. Nielsen picks up his second knock to go along with the triple in the third.
That's a good way to start off the inning if you're the Academy.
That's the 12th hit of the day for the Barons. Kahalakai allowed 9, only 2 runs came around. Against Gardino has his third hit given up. A solo home run by Klinowski, then 2 base hits. So the leadoff man aboard. First pitch missing away to Mertz, ball 1.
And we know that Nielsen's an out fleet on first. Could be looking to steal here.
He's got 4 stolen bases. Comes a 1-0. Squaring around to bunt. Pushed over to Easton Ruley. Charges in. The throw is a little wide, but out. Down to second, Nielsen. And the sacrifice complete for Mertz.
Yeah, it did its job. Got a runner in scoring position with a lot of speed. A hit into the outfield from this man, Nathaniel Williams. Easily gets it done.
Williams has a walk, a base hit, and a solo home run, so he's 2 for 2. Man in scoring position in the form of Nielsen. It's a 3-run game. Barons lead the Foresters. First pitch up the middle. Here comes Sawyer Farr. Look to third, but will retire Williams at first base. 2 down in the 7th. Does advance Nielsen to third base.
Yeah, that's when the stolen base. That's when the sacrifice bunting, of Mertz was, so crucial, because if he didn't lay that down, and could have very easily been a double play.
Runner 90 feet away for the Academy Barons. So here's Antonio Lujan. He's gone 1 for 3, a double in the right center field. As his first look at Andrew Gardino. Sends it the other way in the left. Hoover will slide over. And the side will be retired. It was a leadoff single by J.J. Nielsen, but Gardino works around it. Retires the next 3. Stretch time from Santa Barbara. Barons by 3.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Foresters home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Zeke Adderley will lead off for Santa Barbara in the bottom of the 7th. 3-run advantage for the Academy Barons. There's a new arm on the hill. It is Douglas Crystal who will take over for Frankie Lopez, who is in line for the win. He went 6 innings, 5 hits, no runs, walked 1, and struck out 8.
Crystal is the only pitcher in this Barons room with a better ERA than Lopez, which is 0. He's yet to allow a run all summer. He's only allowed a single hit in 4 innings, no walks, to 7 strikeouts. This has been their number 1 guy out of the pen for sure.
It's a 1-1 count for Adderley. It will then be Ruley and then Terrence Kill scheduled. 3-run game. Here's the 1-1. On the corner, strike 2. Easton Ruley will be next, but for Adderley, in his last plate appearance, a base hit into center. First hit of the season. Have to shorten up. 1-2 pitch. Breaking balls foul the back. 1-2 it remains.
Kind of getting in front of the fire here for Adderley, you know, who is only his 2nd game hitting, really his first full game hitting, and he's facing the best starter, one of the best starters in the league, and one of the best bullpens in the league as well. I mean, it's no easy task to come into.
Now the 1-2 pitch to Zeke. Sprays it back. Remains 1-2.
And to be fair, he's done a good job today. He's gotten a hit already. Of course, doing a good battle here. A couple foul balls in a row.
And here comes a 1-2 pitch from Douglas Crystal. Zeke Adderley. Breaking ball is in there, called strike 3, and Adderley will go down looking. 1 out in the 7th.
Picking up where Lopez left off. Crystal finds the zone on the strike 2 pitch to ring up Adderley. Barons are on one right now.
9th strikeout of the day by Barons pitching to bring up Easton Ruley. Base is clear, 1 away. First pitch away. Ball 1. Easton's gotten on board twice today. He's been hit by a pitch and then ground into a fielder's choice. Santa Barbara work to do. Last of the 7th, down by 3 runs. Don't have an easy task against Douglas Crystal. 1-0. And is down. Good take from Easton. 2-0.
Great take.
And Santa Barbara and Bill Pintard resting a couple guys today. We might see him later on in this game. Stars are still trailing in a close game. 2-0 pitch. This is upstairs. Ball 3.
nice if Ruley can get on here.
Mm-hmm.
Bring up around kill with a man on top the order.
You got the speed with Easton, even if he's not stealing bases, just ball's put in play with TK on deck. It's a 3-0. On the edge, strike one. Three and one the count. Douglas Crystal struck out the first man he faced. 3-1 delivery, and that's on the outside edge. Full count. After Easton, Terrence Kill. Can just Santa Barbara find base runners? The winds are blowing out to our right. We've seen 2 home runs from the Barons today, both solo shots. One in the 5th and one in the 6th. 3-2 pitch. Foul back by Easton. Do it again.
And so far, those are really the difference in this game. Just 2 unlucky pitches that the Barons took deep. And, you know, if it weren't for those, it is a 1-run game and anybody's game.
Santa Barbara have 5 hits today. And 12 hits for the Barons. A lot of extra base hits as well. But right now it's 3-2 for Easton Ruley. He sprays off another one.
Given long battle here.
This will be the 8th pitch of the plate appearance to Easton Ruley. Top of the order is next. 3-run game. Another 3-2 from Douglas Crystal. Foul back by Ruley. Seeing more and more from Crystal, who just entered this inning.
I mean, this is tough for the reliever to come into. You know, you got quick strikeout against Averly, and now it's giving you a good battle. Double-digit mark and pitches this at bat. Top of the order coming around. If Ruley gets on here, you be feeling good.
Another 3-2 count for Easton Ruley. Popped up the middle. Mertz will go back. Camps out under it. 2 down in the 7th.
Good fight from Woolley. Just means you got to do something with 2 outs.
Second baseman, number 2.
So here's Terrence Kill.
Kill.
He's gone 1 for 1. Sacrifice and then also a walk. So TK, base is clear, 2 away. And right now, Tag Andrews is throwing the Santa Barbara bullpen. And Andrews, along with Steele Eves, are available today, says Scott Murray. That was strike 1 on Terrence Kill.
High fastball. I have to say, Buckley's done a really good job painting these pitches into his own.
0-1 pitch. Check swing, down. And on the peel down to first base, no swing by TK, 1-1. Santa Barbara dealt their 3rd home loss of the season, entering today 8-3 record at home, 7-2 record on the road. 2 down, 1-1 for TK. Chopped. Here comes Nielsen, charges in. Tough play and safe at first base is Terrence Kill. A second infield single, turning on the burners, getting on base with 2 out in the 7th.
Man, his speed is so good. Just got, or making what should be routine outs. Close plays, and that time wasn't even that close. He beat that throw by a good couple of paces. Just like that, the second hit, Douglas Crystal has allowed all summer.
And here is now Caden Miller, 1 on, 2 down. Miller has an infield single today. Sprays off the first pitch, strike 1. And this is just the second meeting of the year between the MLB Academy Barons and the Stirs. Santa Barbara Much different feeling game compared to the first time these two teams played. It was a 21-7 victory for Santa Barbara back on June 8th. They trailed by 3. Fastball high, 1-1. And even when you look back to that game and what Santa Barbara did, a lot of those guys not even playing in this contest today, whether they're injured, just not here now. Here's a 1-1 upstairs. Maddox Mandino, we said earlier, 8 plate appearances in that game. Everyone came around 7 times, but Maddox, 8 times he stood in. Played his final game a couple days back for Santa Barbara, but now it's a good count for Miller. Kill it first, 2-1 the count. Down the left field line, slicing foul, out goes Nielsen, and it's going to be falling in foul ground again with that wind going off the left. It's easy to overplay that ball and then just squirts back over your head with that wind, and it falls for strike 2.
Which is what Nielsen did right there. I mean, he went all the way to the edge of foul territory and just kind of fell in more towards the middle.
Both Nielsen and Williams converged on that ball as third baseman and shortstop. Gill's at first. 2 down, but it's now 2-2 the count for Caden Miller. Douglas delivers. Breaking ball is chopped outside of first. Now another good battle between a Forster and Douglas Crystal name. We saw Easton Ruley, 9 pitches. He was retired, but Caden Miller has fouled off a couple, and it's another full count.
It's a good sign against a guy like Crystal, you know, who I think the Barons are kind of expecting to go 2 innings here around that number. Long at bats are going to make it tough to do that.
3-2 pitches, knocked down by the first baseman, a diving play by the second baseman, and Terrence Kill is going to third base, and a hard hit ball by Caden Miller. Carrington, the first baseman, got his glove to it. There was a secondary play by Mertz, but it's now first and third, 2 out for Sawyer Farr.
What a bullet from Caden Miller, showing his pop there.
The shortstop, number 5.
Kill with that speed going first to third. We got a runner 90 feet away from scoring.
So here's Farr, who's gone 0 for 2 with a walk, representing the tying run at the plate. 15 runs batted in for Sawyer. Kill's now at third. First pitch away, ball 1. All this coming for Santa Barbara with 2 down. First 2 are retired by Douglas Crystal after he took over from Frankie Lopez. 1-0 pitch. That's away. Ball 2.
Big reason why they've been able to work long counts is because you taking balls and then fouling off pitches in the zone. Eventually waiting for something that you can smash like Caden Miller did in the previous at-bat.
2-0 pitch. Upstairs, ball 3. Second base is open. Should far reach. Brady Dallimore stands on deck.
It's like a righty starting to get loose for the Barons.
First and third, 2 down. 3-0 pitch from Crystal. On the edge. Strike 1.
Definitely got to stay loose. Now, not swinging those 3-0 pitches when he's been missing out of his zone a couple times in a row now. 3-1 tighten up. Send something into the outfield.
3-1 pitch. Runner from first is going to take off, and it's going to be ball 4 for Sawyer Farr. Bases now loaded. First 2 men were retired. Next 3 reach base. Brings the go-ahead run to the plate in the form of Dallimore, and here comes a pitching coach for the Barons.
All of this with 2 outs as well, which is something the Stars have done a lot this year. Working tough outs with 2 down.
You just noted, Nate.
Gotta get this.
Man up in the bullpen. A quick word. Coach and staff in the battery for the Barons.
If you're Brady Dallimore, this might be all you've ever wanted in your final game, to come up in a situation like this, and maybe your last at-bat is a stir. Bases loaded, 2 down.
He does have 2 home runs this season. He represents the go-ahead run at the plate. Bottom of the 7th, stirs down by 3. Big cut, strike 1.
You'd hear pin drop. Everyone holding their breaths.
Kills at 3rd, Miller at 2nd. Farr is at 1st, 2 down. Last 3 men have reached base for Santa Barbara. Nothing in 1. Fouls it back. Strike 2.
He's not happy with himself, just a little too under it. And time it up. Gotta tighten up here. Down to your final strike.
Here comes an 0-2 pitch from Douglas Crystal to Dallimore. That's well away. Good reach from Buckley. Keep the runners at bay. Ball 1.
Very good reach. That easy. I think I would have been killed going to home plate.
It's now 1-2. Comes a pitch from Crystal. Breaking ball is tapped off the end of the bat. Over is Carrington, covering and flipping to Crystal to get out of the jam. Bases will be left loaded for Santa Barbara. And Douglas Crystal works around 2 hits and a walk, and through 7, Barons lead 3-0 over the Foresters.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Leading off the 8th inning will be Tommy Gooden. Andrew Gardino remains in this game, back out for a 3rd inning in relief. It's going to be Gooden, Klinowski, Buckley. Scheduled in this inning, Barons by 3. On the ground to the first baseman. Here is Miller, and he's going to flip to Gardino, 1 down in the 8th.
Quick outs. You want to be able to bring back up this order. That's a couple innings in a row where these guys have been able to get on. You leave in scoring position, so getting quick outs like that, very much essential.
Gooden retired. That's going to bring up the number 5 batter, Klinowski. And last time he stood in, did some damage, a solo shot in the right to make it a 3-0 ball game. And that's really There's 2 long bombs from the Barons. Other than those, it would be a 1-0 ball game. Hard hits this one over to Terrence Kill, 2 hops it, and 2 quick outs for Andrew Gardino.
Hear the pop that Bonovsky had in his bat right there. It was a well-struck ball, but it just stayed in the infield. Kill was ready for it at second for some action for him over there at a newer position and managed to make the play.
That's now going to bring up Nigel Buckley. Hit from the right side, 2 quick outs, bases clear. Buckley will take a strike, but what a day it has been for the catcher. He is 3 for 3. And he entered today, a short time with the Barons. He's gone 0 for 8, hadn't even reached base, and he's 3 for 3 today. And he quickly falls behind 0-2.
Only Baron on the 4th time through the order to reach all previous times.
Has to shorten up here. Gardino working quick, retired the first 2. Now the 0-2 pitch to Buckley. Off the end of the bat, means 0-2.
Just got around.
In case you're wondering, in the 8th, Nabarro, Becker, Hoover has 5, 6, and 7 scheduled for Santa Barbara. And just left the bases loaded with 2 down. But now it's a strike 2 pitch. Got him swinging, and a very quick 1-2-3 8th inning for Gardino. Go to the last of the inning. Stirs trail by 3. Nabarro, Becker, and Hoover coming up.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
For the Foresters.
We're into the bottom of the 8th inning. Is a 3-0 lead for the MLB Academy Barons. And we will have a pinch hitter. Brenton Clark will hit from Makani Nabarro out of the 5 spot. And Clark was told by Pintar to have the day off, but the manager calling on Brenton and his fantastic on-base percentage to lead off this inning.
Yeah, Brenton Clark. Expecting the off day, but I'm sure in this moment he's not going to pass up the opportunity to play some hero ball.
First pitch missing upstairs from Douglas Crystal, who remains in this game. He entered in the 7th, got 2 quick outs. Then the bases were loaded, back-to-back singles and a walk. Ended up getting out of the Jan unscathed to retain the 3-run lead. It's now 1-0 for Clark. Down into left field, but right there is the left fielder, Lujan, straight to him. 2 pitches to Clark, and he will be a line-out victim. 1 down in the 8th.
Was expecting the rest so much that he didn't swing the bat at all in BP, and that was his first at bat of the first time swinging the bat all day, and it's a well struck ball, but the left fielder Lujan was just there the entire time for an easy out one.
If you didn't hear, we did talk with Brenton prior to this game, so relatively short interview on our Coastal Copy pregame show. You can always go back and listen to that to hear what Brenton has to say. That is a first pitch ball to Zane Becker, who's gone 0 for 2 with a walk.
Becker's done a good job getting on base all season. Impatient. They're taking that first pitch out of the zone.
3-run game. 1 down in the 8th. Check swing. That's going to be ball 2 for Becker. Hoover stands on deck, and then you see Easton Mumaw standing in the hole. That would be the number 8 spot, the DH spot. Easton was one of the 3 guys who was told to have the day off today and did not start, along with Cole Chamberlain, part of that trio. It's now 2-0 for Becker. That's going to just miss away. Ball 3.
Going away. Becker's great eye, and he's not giving in here.
Becker has 8 walks to his ledger this season, go along with the base hit. He's ahead 3-0. Crystal will locate for strike 1. And Santa Barbara just finds some base runners. Douglas Crystal just got himself back in the count. 3-1 to Becker. That is away, ball 4. And Zane, who entered today with a 500 on base percentage, right back to it. He's 0 for 2, but now with 2 walks, coming with 1 down in the 8th inning.
It's the first walk. Crystal's given up all season. Second after the walk, last thing against Sawyer Farr, excuse me.
But still, Crystal being one of the top relievers on this staff after the quality start, and Frankie Lopez in line for the win.
Got out of a jam last time.
Big swing and miss from Caleb Hooper, strike 1.
Now the second of 3 guys that we said would be getting the off day. It's the Muma on deck right now. A pinch hit for Zeke Adderley.
Then behind him, you see now Cole Chamberlain waggling the lumber in the hole. 0-1. Inside, good take, 1-1.
Surprised that switching spots. I mean, Muma probably going to be the defensive switch where he goes over to third eventually, and then Chamberlain switch to the DH.
But it's now 1-1 for Hoover. Pops it up and over the third base dugout, out of play, strike 2. Hoover today's gone 1 for 3. Base hit to center, grounded to second, and a strikeout. Where he went down looking. At first is Becker, yet to attempt a stolen base this year. Comes a 1-2 pitch to Caleb Hoover. Nodded up. Did he go around? No, he did not. Just able to lay off of it. 2-2.
Kind of leaned into it, but held the bat up strong. Take by Caleb Hoover.
Becker at first, 1 away. It's now 2-2 for Caleb Hoover. Here comes a pitch from Douglas Crystal. That's in there, called strike 3, and Hoover will go down looking, 2 down in the 8th.
The zone. Tough strike 3 right there for Hoover to go down. Coming in now, pinch hitter, Easton Muma.
By the way, that was the 10th strikeout today by Barron's pitching. But it is now Muma to hit at the 8th spot for Zeke Adderley. Man on, 2 down. First pitch is going to miss high and away, ball 1. So Muma has been the everyday third baseman for Santa Barbara. Called on by Bill Pintard. Comes a 1-0 pitch to Easton Muma. Foul back, 1-1. So Adderley, who got the start today, struck out twice, but did have a base hit. Great to see Zeke Getting the start today as the DH, but right now, Easton Muma at a 1-1 count. He's going to take inside, ball 2.
Good take from Easton. Up there. Patient here.
With 2 down, man at first. In case you're wondering, bottom of the order will be scheduled for the Barons in the 9th. 2-1 pitch is going to be down, ball 3, and Cole Chamberlain stands on deck to pinch hit. And on deck represents the tying run, bottom of the 8th inning. Douglas Crystal with 1 on, 2 down. 3-1 pitch up the middle, and it's a base hit. Becker's going to third base. It's scooped up by Torres, but a pinch hit single for Easton Muma, and the Sturs are bringing the tying run to the plate.
You got to be ready at any moment to come into a game, Hunter, and make a difference. And Easton Muma stepped up there. 2-out knock. Put runners on the corners and the tying run to the plate. Cole Chamberlain, power bat, recently committed to Coastal Carolina. We'll dig into a less intense situation, but for now, tying run at the plate. Big moment with 2 down.
Time being called. And Buckley, instructions to the infield. So this inning started with a pinch hit by Brenton Clark, retired. Becker, who's now at third, worked a walk. Hoover went down looking. Easton Muma, base hit in the center to bring the tying run to the plate. Form of Cole Chamberlain, bottom of the 8th inning. Hard hit down the right field line, but draws foul. Strike 1.
Definitely would have gotten a run in. Muma has a big lead as well. Could have been very easily would have been extra bases and could have been 2 runs.
Chamberlain hitting out of the 9 spot. And now an 0-1 pitch from Douglas Crystal. That's going to be strike 2. So after the first pitch barreled up, Chamberlain's going to take a pitch on the inside edge for strike 2.
Right, location. Big thing is, even if you don't even have to hit, if you just walk, you bring up Terrence Kill, who's been one of the clutchest hitters in the CCL all summer with the bases loaded.
2 down, 0-2 pitch. Swing and a foul tip back into the glove of Buckley. And once again, Douglas Crystal gets out of the jam. Had the bases loaded, retires the final man in the 7th, and had runners on the corners and strikes out Cole Chamberlain. Bill Pintar brought in the big guns, and Crystal works through it. On to the 9th, Barons by 3. Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United, with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just one stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com. Back in Santa Barbara. There'll be a new arm entering for the Stars. Tag Andrews will take over after Gardino went 3 hits, 2 runs, which were both earned. Didn't walk anybody. And struck out 4 as a 3-0 lead for the Barons. First pitch will be a strike to Alejandro Torres. It's the bottom 3 scheduled, starting off the 9th inning.
Simple objective here, get 3 outs and bring back up the bats to try and walk it off in the 9th.
1-1 now for Torres, and there were some defensive changes. Easton Muma is now at third base. Brenton Clark is now in center. And if you're really paying attention, now the 1-1 pitch popped up, and behind where we're sitting for strike 2, Muma entered in the DH spot for Adderley, but he has now entered the game, so the Stars have lost their DH in the 9th inning. Taggy Andrews has slid into the 9-hole where Cole Chamberlain pinched hit. That's now a 1-2 pitch, and just tap back. Staying alive.
Pintard said that one. You don't have to worry about that because they're going to walk it off in the bottom of the 9th.
So Andrews now in the 9-hole, but ahead in the count. 1-2 the count for Torres. Fly ball in the left to center field. Brenton Clark will slide over into the gap and will make the squeeze. 1 down in the 9th.
It's called upon early there and answers the phone. Play by Clark out in center where got a bit more running recently.
Yeah, we have seen Terrence Kill, who remains at second base. He's been in center field a lot recently. Of course, there was Maddox Mandino, who was the main center fielder early in this year. But first pitch swinging for Jordan Carrington, strike 1. The Stars will have the top of the order scheduled in the bottom of this inning. Here's 0-1. And quickly tag ahead, 0-2 that fastball, just clipping the upper zone for strike 2.
It's had a really good couple of weeks now, Tag. Last appearance nearly went 2 innings, no runs allowed.
This one is lined off one hop over to Sawyer Farr. It's a long throw and picked well at first. 2 down. Good play by the first baseman, Caden Miller, as well.
Definitely helps if you're able to trust your defense to make plays like that. Tough one. Sawyer Farr had to go over, watch the ball bobble around, and then hurled it over in time. Good throw to Caden Miller, who made the stretch to get the second out.
2 up, 2 down for Andrews. That's now going to bring up the number 9 batter, J.J. Nielsen, who's gone 2 for 3. A triple and a single. Fastball at 92 inside. Nielsen actually scored the first run, and at this point it represents it'd be the winning run back in the 3rd inning. Strike 1, ball and strike. We've seen a number of these Santa Barbara pitchers work with a quick tempo, Nate, and Andrews no exception. Here's a 1-1, ball 2.
Sometimes that can be a consequence of trying to work quickly as the ball just gets away from that one low and inside. Not where Andrews wanted it to be.
2-1 pitch to Nielsen, inside, ball 3, but it was a grazing blow on the left elbow, and Nielsen's going to reach base for the 3rd time, and he is hit by a pitch.
Ouch, that looks like it hurt. This hit by a pitch brought to you by AltaOrthopedics.com. Got hurt? Call them.
Yeah, Tag Andrews just flying close to his son there. A couple of pitches inside, and that one just grazed him. It's tough. Their guy was working so quickly and got 2 easy outs.
Back to the top of the order. Mertz is going to take ball down 1-0. Here, Bill Pintard saying back at it here to Tag. 1-0. Just missed away for ball 2. Remember, Santa Barbara have Kill, Miller, and Farr scheduled. Bottom of the inning, 2-0 pitch. It's going to miss down for ball 3, so 2 quick outs from Andrews. A hit batter, and he now falls behind 3-0 to Mertz at the top of the order.
It's tough to settle back in after hitting the batter when you're working so well. Got to find the zone here in the 3-0.
He does. Strike 1.
Not even a thought to swing by Graham Mertz.
So Andrews gets himself back in the count. 3-1 pitch is on the corner. Mertz thought he had first, but a full count. So with 2 down, count is now full. Nielsen's going to be on the move. Miller's going to retreat back from first base. And here comes a payoff pitch to Chip Mertz. Foul back. We'll do it again.
Just got to get that out.
Nielsen, by the way, has some really good speed. Ball is put in play by Mertz. He can fly. But the 3-2 pitch is going to be upstairs, ball 4. And Mertz is aboard for the second time, a 2-out walk.
Yeah, it was close, but just missed. High and inside. Tough one. 2-out walk always is annoying, but just another opportunity here to get the out.
But you're bringing to the plate one of the most lethal hitters in the CCL from Nathaniel Williams. He's got 2 for 3, a home run and a walk. He's going to take strike 1.
That's what you got to do against guys like this is attack. Don't be afraid of him. After him early and let him catch up to you.
Second and third, 2 down. 0-1 pitch. Misses away at Bill Tight. 1-1. Williams, last time he stood in, was retired on a ground out by Gardino. 1-1. Outside first base, into the Forster dugout. Look out. It's strike 2. It's now 1-2 the count. Andrews, delivery, fastball high and away, 2-2.
You attack in here, Tag.
Can't afford to give up a run going into the bottom of the 9th inning. Top of the order coming up. 2-2, grounded outside of first base. And Williams fighting off a couple from Andrews. Andrews works quickly through Torres and Carrington. Next to a reach, 2-2 pitch is over the third base dugout. Slicing. Well foul. Mains 2-2.
And Williams has proven to be a tough out here. Been all season.
2-2 pitch is foul down the right field line. And he's going to have to come back to the plate. That ball was, I honestly didn't even see it off the bat. I lost it in the sun. It was a hard hit down that line.
Rifled.
It was a close call down at first base. Nearly fair. Would have been all the way down to the corner. Now the 2-2. A high fly ball in the center, but Brenton Clark is going to be drifting back and camps out under it, and the side is retired. Tag Andrews works around a 2-out hit batter, walk to retire the side. On to the last of the 9th. Top of the order coming up. Kill, Miller, and Farr. Stirs down by 3.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Bottom of the ninth inning, Terrence Kill will lead off for Santa Barbara. It's the top of the order coming up. But Mariolis will now enter this ballgame in a save situation. The Barons lead 3-0 over Santa Barbara. Douglas Crystal went 2 innings after the quality start by Frankie Lopez, and Yolis in the low 90s, and he's going to be facing the top 3.
Another good arm out of this pen. 2.25 ERA. He hasn't allowed a run in the last 10 days.
Stars need base runners. First pitch over the head of Terrence Kill. Ball 1.
Don't want to be fooled by this 5'9" frame. He's going to be sitting mid-90s on that fastball, which is just alien, I'd say.
1-0 pitch. That's on the outside corner. 1-1. Terrence Kill today. He's gone 2 for 2, sacrificing a walk. 1-1 pitch. Foul back. Strike 2.
It's a big opportunity here for Kill. You know, he's delivered time and time again in clutch moments like this. And down by 3, this is a save situation for Yolis, as you said. It's the first step to denying that.
Caden Miller will be next. 1-2 pitch is a high fly ball down the right field line. 3 will converge, but it will be the second baseman, Mertz, to make the play just down the chalk line. Carrington, Mertz, Klinowski all converged, but it was the second baseman to make the play 2 down in the 9th.
What a play.
Long run.
Long. That was a lot of ground to cover from the second baseman. Mertz got over there, made the snag. I don't think the other 2 really had as good of a read on it as he did.
So that's going to bring up now Caden Miller, who is 2 for 4 today. But the base is clear, 1 down. Stars have 2 outs to work with, trailing by 3 runs. Mariolis, first pitch. What a discrepancy on the velo. That one's at 76, the breaking ball, and it's been hitting 92, 93.
It's nearly a 20-mile-an-hour difference. And you saw the vertical drop. That was beautiful.
0-1 to Caden Miller. Fastball this time, that was at 94. So 76 to 94. Good luck, 1-1.
Keeps you humble, man, in the batter's box. You got to be ready for anything.
But Caden Miller does have 2 hits today. Comes a 1-1 to Miller. Is the breaking ball missing upstairs? Good take. Able to lay off it 2-1. Mariolis retired the first man he faced. Here comes a 2-1 pitch to Miller. Check swing. Able to lay off of it. Great take by Caden. Ball 3.
Yeah, really nice take. Held up. Didn't head in the count here.
Sawyer Farr stands on deck. Needing base runners with 1 down in the 9th. 3-run lead for the Barons. 3-1 pitch. A high fly ball in the left center field. Drifting back is Lujan, but that ball is going to be caught by the center fielder Torres. Diving play to rob Caden Miller of extra bases. What a play by Torres.
That is probably the best catch we've seen at Eddie Matthews Field this summer. I mean, just laid out. If he got to that ball a millisecond later, that's not a catch. That goes off the ground, and that is extra bases at the minimum. I mean, a lot could have happened if he missed that ball. It was a risky one to lay out to make the grab, but what a grab. What a play.
Alejandro Torres, fantastic defense in center. Robs Miller of extra bases. Here is Sawyer Farr. Strike one with the Foresters down to their final out against Amari Yolis.
For Torres' sake, I wish we had a better camera angle to be able to show that grab because, I mean, he went Superman style, belly flop, laid out, and in the snag.
Farr is down to his final strike, as is the Santa Barbara Foresters.
It's just a play like that can just demoralize just so much.
Saw Yolis take off his cap and applaud the center fielder for his efforts, but Santa Barbara down to their final strike. Farr will go down swinging, and there is the ball game. Amari Yolis will pick up the save, and it will be a 3-0 victory for the Barons, who shut out the Foresters on their home field.
It's the first time this summer where the Stars have been shut out, man. I mean, it's not something you see every day. It's not something we've seen this summer, as we said. What a performance from the pitching staff of the Academy. I mean, I don't know if we've seen the Stars strike out this many times. Yolis had 8. It's 3 from Crystal and then 1 from Yolis. What a day for the Academy.
And the Barons will move to 8-12. Santa Barbara now drop 2 straight. Will move to 15-6. It was a very well played game from the Academy Barons. Frankie Lopez will pick up the win. Yolis the save. And Santa Barbara will look to regroup tomorrow with a non-CCL game on Independence Day. So they've now dropped 2 straight games. And you see the 2 managers, Bill Pintard and Kenny Landreau, just to the left of the plate.
I think
2 good friends.
These 2 probably have, Bill Pintard's been around a lot. This is probably the guy who has the most respect for out of all the managers. You go back to that point, though, 2 straight drops. The last time the Stars did this was last week, and they went on a 4-game winning streak against some of the best teams in the league. And you got a good opportunity to bounce back, as we said, tomorrow against the Tigers, a bullpen game where you're going to see a lot of different arms thrown, and one where, 4th of July, you're hoping to see some offensive fireworks.
Absolutely. And once again, the final score in this one, Barons 3, Foresters no runs. And they'll look to regroup to tomorrow on Independence Day. And again, the first pitch is at 4:30 local time when the Foresters welcome in the California Tigers. So for the entire team, the entire staff, for Nate Martin, I am Hunter Shoemake saying so long from Santa Barbara. We'll see you tomorrow.